Whether you realize it or not, you already have a personal philosophy. Think of it as a set of beliefs that guide every decision you make, every conversation you have, every moment that you show up as a leader. And the question isn't whether you have one. The question is, was your philosophy built by default or design? Because here's what I've seen in 30 years of coaching. The leaders who thrive under pressure, who stay grounded when everything else is shifting, the ones who make decisions with clarity, even when everyone else is spinning out, they didn't just get there by accident. They built a blueprint. And this week, the final week of Unstoppable You series, I'm going to try to help you have a chance to have the tools to build yours. And today, we're going to start with the foundation. Just like John Wooden's pyramid of success, you got to have a foundation, you got to have a blueprint. 7 minutes, one truth, one execution move. If you're a leader who's tired of repeating yourself over and over again, tired of that agreement without any execution, and just burned out by the emotional weight of carrying everyone else's performance, you're in the right place. I'm Chris Hunsicker, and this is the Dealership War Room. This isn't motivation. This isn't theory. This is a daily leadership briefing for people who actually have to produce results in the arena, at work and at home. You're in the war room now, so let's work. Most of us go through life with what I would call an unintentional philosophy, a hodgepodge of beliefs that we've kind of picked up along the way. Some of them came from our parents, some of them from our culture, from our experiences, and some of from the people who we happen to be hanging around when we were in that stage where we're forming our worldview for the first time. And in stable times, that unconscious philosophy, it works well enough. You can coast on it. It holds. But when the ground shifts, when the pressure comes, when things level up, when the market changes and your team all of a sudden starts to struggle, or life throws something at you that you just did not see coming, that default philosophy crumbles into dust because it was never designed to hold weight. It was assembled by accident, like a little toothpick thing that your kids do. Think about building a house. If you start construction without a blueprint, without a clear understanding of the materials and the foundation that will hold it all up, and you just get haphazard, unstable structure, it might look fine on a sunny day, but the first real storm, it falls apart. Now, think about a house built with intention, blueprinted, engineered, every beam placed with purpose. That house weathers anything. Your personal philosophy is your blueprint. And the leaders who have one that's by design and not by default, they're the ones who don't just survive the storms, they lead through them, they thrive in them, and they crush their competition in the storms. So what goes into this blueprint? Two things. First, your purpose, your reason for being, not your job title, not your role, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning, even on the days when nothing else does, that thing that drives you. Some people call it your why. Some people will call it your mission. Whatever it is you call it, it's the North Star that everything else aligns to. And it doesn't have to be grandiose and huge. It could be something as simple as I help people become better versions of themselves. I build leaders who build families. I create environments where everyone that comes into my orbit grows. That's a purpose. And when you have one, then every decision has to filter and get passed through that vision. Second, your guiding principles. These are the beliefs and the values that give your purpose structure, meat, so it can happen. These are the beams that hold the house up. Integrity, compassion, perseverance, curiosity, whatever it is for you, you know them. The principles that feel authentic and that you're willing to be held accountable to by anyone. One of my guiding principles is this, that I believe deep in my heart that I can help people heal and strengthen their family through my work as an executive coach. That principle informs everything I do, how I listen, what questions I ask, what feedback I give. It's the thread that connects my purpose to my daily actions. So here's the tattoo line. When your thoughts, your words, and your actions are aligned with your principles, you become unstoppable. I like Marcus Aurelius said that our soul is dyed in the color of our thoughts. What a beautiful way of saying that. And you become unstoppable, not because nothing can hurt you, but because nothing can move you off your foundation, because you are built, anchored with a blueprint. So here's today's execution move. And I call this the blueprint draft. Tonight, please, or maybe this weekend if you need a little more time or space to pull it off, I invite you to write down 2 things that will make all the difference. First, your purpose. In one sentence, not perfect, not polished, and not even something you're going to publish on Instagram, just honest. Why do you lead? What drives you at the deepest level? Just that can be life-changing. Second, 3 guiding principles. The values you want your leadership to be built on. Winter, spring, summer, fall, no matter how ugly it gets. Not the ones that sound impressive, but the ones that are actually true for you. And write them down. Then put them somewhere that you will see them every day. This is a truth I've seen for years. And almost all elite leaders lead by this truth. A philosophy by design doesn't just help you weather the storm. It tells you who you are while you're standing in the storm. And that clarity, that alignment is the difference between a leader who reacts to every season and problem and challenge and a leader who stays the same through all of them. And that's how you make a list. If building this kind of internal foundation resonates with you, then I want to invite you to apply for the Velocity Mastermind. That's where leaders stop operating from default and history, and they start leading from design. You'll find the link in the description and the QR code on the screen. And if you know a leader who's talented but unanchored, someone who loves the business but they shift with every win, send them this episode. It might be the blueprint that they've been missing. Because if we come back to it, elite leaders don't just have goals. They have a philosophy, a purpose that pulls them forward, and principles that hold them steady. That's what makes them elite. And an alignment between what they believe, what they say, and what they do. And that alignment, no storm can shake. That's the kind of leader you're becoming. And tomorrow, I'm going to share with you probably the most personal story I've ever told on this podcast. And it will show you that the hardest things that you've ever been through might be the most powerful things that have ever happened to you. So today, go out, create some leadership fire, and I'll see you tomorrow in the Dealership War Room.